Good day and good evening, fellow nerds and noobs. Welcome back to a long-lost time called Critics Cafe. Well, we're back with the Critics Cafe on Nerd Revolution Radio. We are happy to be back, and welcome the one, the only, Wowaholic. Good to have you as well, my friend.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, man. We're wrapping up the 2023 and figure we may as well bring it all to you all as a closure and a new beginning into 2024, kind of shape up, if you will, into what is ahead. All right, so let's start with the one question. What is one of your fondest things that's happened thus far this year? Wow, what was the big thing that happened to you, man?
big thing that happened to me.
Yeah, was it like any good? Like, what was a memorable thing for you this year? Was it like, we'll start with the good, then we'll go to the bad, then we'll go with the ugly.
Honestly, I don't really think anything that amazing happened this year. Like, I mean, good, bad, or otherwise. Quite honestly, I won't say
That
anything
sounds like a
terrible.
wowaholic answer if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say anything terrible happened, but I don't think anything like amazing happened either.
Yeah.
Like, as disappointing as it sounds.
Yeah,
You know what
you
I
have those years. I mean, you had yeah, this year I didn't even get to go up to you guys this year, did I?
No.
Yeah, I was like, there was something that was missing this year. My road trip. Yeah, I didn't do that this year.
No, I think Mike's trip down to you.
Oh, which was
He got off.
humorously spontaneous,
Yeah.
and
Because you had to come up here for something, but
I
he
was
went
up
down
there for a
for something.
reunion, and then he literally flew down that week, and then I caught him on the following, like when I got back down, I
Yeah.
was able to jump over there. Yeah, yeah. Which he jumped on yesterday. We did some noobiness, kicked asses, and then I think then we got our ass kicked. Oh no, well we were getting our almost asses handed to us a little bit, which we were laughing at, and then he DC'd hard. Actually,
Yeah,
two people DC'd.
I caught the tail end of
Yeah,
that.
two people DC'd.
I was gonna pop in, but I caught the very tail end when you guys were kind of
Yeah,
like
closing out.
on at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for 2023, it was a crazy year for me, though. I mean, I had gone through a few different things, to say the least. Ups, downs, all arounds. To in the end, now owning a business, which is pretty impressively
I know that's
surreal,
pretty awesome.
surreal, and very, very grateful. And it's would not be possible for the help of many, 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 many people. And that's the crazy part, people, like, where there's this line that's in Keller Williams, is that no one succeeds alone, and there was always this debate of, like, well, you did it yourself, and it's like, no, well, you did it, but with the help of others, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's that acknowledgement of us humans. It's two heads are better than one. It's that, hey, like, if we both pick up these boxes, we're literally going to cut our time in half. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah.
That's
yeah,
where
it's doing it, but not by yourself.
yeah, like, and being what is it they talk about, being a boss versus a leader. It's like, it's this level of, I always go, what would Jesus do?
Oh God.
I know. I just always laugh about that line. It's like, what would Jesus do? It's just lead by example. Try and lead by example.
Well, it's
inspire.
it's like all those stupid little goofy infographics I always see. It's always like the leader is the one out in the front, but the boss is the one behind everybody,
whipping them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a good depiction. That is one. And that's where, oh man, like, I always kind of, there's the side of business, and of course I can always bring up to the Federal Reserve destruction of the dollar, like, bringing us to be, like, totally in a flipped kind of economy. But pay the employees well, in my opinion. If they earn it, like, make them earn it. Don't pay them $10 an hour. If it's an unskilled labor, maybe, but even, I don't know, it's very hard. Unskilled labor is very, to me, you should always find some sort of skill, whether it's a people skill, it's a, calculation skill, eye skill, you're learning, like, people. I always think of the people that are at the toll booths. Like, some people are like, oh, that's not an unskilled life. I mean, it kind of is, but, like, they got to talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of
their shifts are
long shifts.
Really
Yeah.
long.
And there's security guards at these like complexes, and I go and I talk to some of them, and you sit there and you see some of them, they're just, like, really bored. They're like, name, where are you going? And then you got others that are pretty involved, and, like, they make the day of it. somebody said it well just yesterday. You know, some people are always going to be happy, and you know, they look at life differently. They love life no matter what. They're going to look at the positive things, and then you got people who look at the negatives all the time. They're known as, like, there's this, somebody put it as, they're a black hat, you're a white hat, you're a red hat, you're this. You know, you would be a black hat.
Yeah, probably.
You know, I'd be more of the positive white hat kind of visual, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah,
it is the
well,
yin yang, because the dreamers to the reality seekers, it's the that question. It's like, hey, you know, did you think this? Well, no. It's like, I don't know, but we just got to get there. It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Let's just get there. I don't know how the fuck we're gonna get there, but let's go.
yeah.
And then somebody
this
goes,
is the-
hey, did you pack? No, not yet. Well, what did you
No.
pack? I don't know. What do we need to pack? And then it's like, it's that bounce off, you know? And that's, again,
Yeah.
two's better than one, you know, kind of thing. And then that's where the interesting study of communism and capitalism works in a weird, fucked up way. Have you heard of the monkey sphere?
No.
You got to look up the monkey sphere. I'm surprised you haven't heard the monkey sphere. Yeah, you have. No, you must have.
Have we talked
I
about
think you have. It's the with every. Well, you're gonna know it once I say it anyway, because you're gonna like you're gonna be like, oh yeah. Every human, they call it sphere of influence. You know about 200 people, and then outside the 200 people, capitalism is more efficient. Communism breaks at 200 and more. It's a weird study they did. And they call it the monkey sphere because, like, in monkeys, like, they have their own communism and some weird shit. Then outside that, it starts to break down.
Oh yeah, the cognitive limit for the number of people with whom one can maintain a stable relationship. Like it's
Yeah. In our database in real estate, they always talk about just getting up to 200, and then they talk about mass feeding, like, to a lot more. But you know, it's just one of those things of yeah. So point being, digression. When you get into you know, the growing of your sphere, it can hit a max, and then you can break it down into, well, no longer communism working for you. So when you have two or more, or so on and so forth, like, my point is, like, you're gonna have those ideas flowing, and then outside, like, beyond that, you know, that's that tribe. You know, you have that different tribe, and that's where humans get angry, or we work together. I want your land. I like your dirt. I like your dirt and your water. You have what I need. Oil.
I mean, you can have my land.
Yeah, right.
There ain't nothing but a cornfield behind it. But, I mean, you saw where I live.
Yeah, well, those are good, though. We need cornfields in our world.
Yeah, well, they're just gonna make fuel out of it anyway.
You know, it's one of those things where in the fuel industry, it's like, what is fuel again? You know, it's this burning of energy, this fire. You know, wood literally was a form of, you know, and that wood is rare, pretty rare. You know, and it is this, like, you could just grow it, you know, on this planet.
Yeah, well, see, I think the problem is like coal. It's not like you have to wait for it to grow.
True,
Like,
coal is a mine that it's
Coal
doesn't
really grow, but you know, you have to, you know,
yeah, it's a mine
pressure
source.
and pressure and age and stuff like that.
Well, and that's the thing too with petroleum. You know how they've, like, we were indoctrinated believing that it's from fossils. Like really, like, we really think that this came from dinosaurs. You remember that? That's why they call it fossil fuels.
Yeah.
That, like, over time they became decayed, and then we now have oil. Like, just think of that, like, propaganda. Like, oh, we need to make it rare, because rarity is what makes things go high, right?
Yeah.
High demand, low supply is like max.
Yeah.
So this only is due to those dinosaurs that died millions and millions of years ago. And then you got some of the people who are the conspiracies going, like, those aren't dinosaurs, those were actually giants from the
Yeah.
What are they? What do they call them? I can't think of the name. Not necrophilia.
No, because that's sex with dead things.
Nephilim. I think that's it. I think
Oh,
it's
Nephilim.
Nephilim. Yeah, in the Hebrew Bible has been large and strong.
Children of gods.
Yeah. The Nephilim.
Or actually, no, not children of gods. That's children of angels and demons.
Hmm. Before and after the flood. Reference in Genesis and Numbers are possibly referred to. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
Well,
so
at least according to Diablo, that's what the angels and demons had children together, and they were called.
oh
the
my Lord, have mercy. Diablo is a game I have yet to still play. That's a turn-based, right? Turn-based.
No, it's not turn-based. It's like a
It's like
point-and-click splasher.
Point and click. Oh, okay. Kind of a little bit of Gauntlet Legends style. The Gauntlet Legends was turn-based.
Kind of. It's kind of, but it's not turn-based.
Yeah.
It's basically like it's point and click, and it's a hack and slash. It's actually it's actually pretty fun. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, well, that game in itself is wonders for the community. It's got its own base.
Yeah. I have Diablo 4. It's a pretty fun game. Like, I still, even after beating it once, like, the nice thing is it has a replay value.
So how many hours in that game?
How many hours in that game?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know. I have quite a few though.
Oh, okay. All right. So much your year was kind of blah. What about the world? What were some things that you remember or found out about this world, this little rock that we're on? 2023.
Let's see here. January. Not too many interesting things happened. Microsoft invested $10 billion in that OpenAI partnership. Let's see here. In April, Finland became the 31st member of NATO.
Say what?
Finland became a member of NATO.
Ooh. Finlandian.
Let's see. Germany closes nuclear power plants. Stupid decision. Let's see. King Charles III was coronated. May. Oh, that submarine that was exploring the Titanic site.
Oh yeah.
That happened in June.
Weren't there aliens this year?
There's aliens every year, bro.
Yeah, and Epstein's still list, isn't there?
Yeah, they still haven't released that. Let's see here. Wildfires in Hawaii.
Yep.
Let's see here. Microsoft acquires Blizzard.
Yeah, it was 2023 where that one guy said there's aliens.
Somebody always says they're aliens.
David Grush, a former National Reconnaissance officer representative on the Defense Department Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, testifies during the House Oversight and Accountability Subcommittee on the National Security, the Board and the Foreign Affairs hearing titled Unidentified Anomalous of Pneumonia. Phenomena. Sorry, I thought it was pneumonia for a moment because I just read pneumonia. Phenomena. He got sick, old son, alright? They get sick on that. Implications on national security, public safety, and government transparency. That entire fucking sentence was written by some lawyer. It's just like that is like a title, couple words, title, couple words, title, and title. What
yeah,
Fucking hell. Before the start of the 2020s, almost anyone who admitted to the belief of the UFOs or extraterrestrial visitors was dismissed as a crackpot.
I mean, honestly, like, what I think about that is, like, I mean, we have amazing pictures of, like, galaxies and other planets and, like, stars. We have amazing pictures of these in outer space. But on our own planet, when people take pictures of these things, they're so fuzzy, you can't tell squat.
Yeah.
So, when you can get me a clear picture, I'll be more inclined to believe what you're telling me.
I mean, I think it's the octopus. I think they're just fucking with us.
Well, of course they're fucking with us. They're trying. It's like, if we produce a fuzzy enough picture, you can't really tell one thing for the other.
Yeah.
So if we put a fuzzy picture out, then we could say basically whatever we want about this picture, and then people will just either the people will be talking about that instead of talking about, I don't know, like a recession or inflation or you know, Israel fighting Hamas or Russia fighting Ukraine or oil prices or you know. So they're like, what can we do? Oh, I know. Let's just blame the aliens again. And honestly, I feel like if an alien ship ever came around and looked at our planet, they'd be like, these people are brainless, and they would just leave.
Seriously though. Yeah. That's one funny joke that my brother and I always laughed about. We would go, if aliens did just fly by, which I believe they have, like if they're first off, if they do come by, they're probably saying that. They're like, you guys are still killing each other over now, like gook or paper or dirt of that? Do you know how many other rocks there are around here? You know, like, you know what I mean? And that's just one. And then you got my old, you know, Cravenmore, he'll go into the realm of, he believes that in this, it's like called I forget the theory, it's like that we're meant to only be within our own bubble because we're so hostile. Like when we find another planet, we're looking to take over them naturally, or they're looking to take over us. That is, you know, there really isn't like, we come in peace. It's always, we come to take your land. You know?
Yeah.
Like, think of the colony. Like when the conquerors traveled, it was, I mean, yeah, the expansion of that and this, that, the other, but it was the Spanish, you know, they were coming. And they wanted to take and expand their land. They weren't going, you know, hey, we just want to say peaceful things to those people. And we want to open trade. No, we're going to plant our base. We're going to sit down, take a shit there. We're going to take a piss, slap our dick in your face. And you are going to like it.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't just the Spanish. I just meant, like, well, that's all of them. Like, just in general of humans over time, whatever you want. Whether it was Greek, Italian, African, Chinese, Japanese. Throughout time, humans have done that to one another. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, like, people like are like, oh yeah, let's you know, we have to do this to explore the stars. We have to develop this. Now, the first thing we have to do to be able to develop to explore stars, to explore space, is to have a semi-united front.
Yeah, that's and not by force like the WEF, like
yeah,
style,
like
right? Yeah, no, I'm
we
with
have
you there.
to. I mean, like I hate to bring up Star Trek as a reference.
No, that's a good one.
That's like because that's like an extremely idealized, like, you know, world where like there is no hunger, there's no, you know, want of items.
Yeah, I think
like if you need something, you can just replicate it. Like,
yeah, it's
in order to get to that
scarcity is gone, right? That's the key thing. That's the beauty of it.
And in order to get to a
because they go like why fight? We don't need to.
Yeah, and in order to get to a point like that, like, people are going to have to set aside differences and work together. And honestly, I'm not feeling too confident in the ability of humans to be able to do that. It's in our nature to be inherently greedy.
Yeah.
Like, and almost nothing that anybody can say will prove to me otherwise. Because I mean, just look at the state of the world.
Well,
Like,
we're in a upside down world. I think we're in
Yeah.
a bizarro world at points. We definitely went through a wormhole. I think in 2012. I think that's really what happened. Maybe the rapture happened and we are all left here and we're now made to suffer.
well, I
One of
mean,
those
you
things.
know, that could be accurate. Like, but it's like it blows my mind sometimes because people are
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, no." And it's like,
Oh, well, we went through like the psychological, biological, economic for these last three. We're kind of at the end result where people are more sedated. There's a few people that are doing some things that like you don't need to do anymore. But you never needed to do in the first place, in my opinion. But that's another topic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna say it, but because when it gets flagged, and people go like, "Wow!" But pretty obvious that you know you didn't need it. It didn't stop anything because it still hasn't stopped. And tyranny sure as hell was not the answer. That sure as hell wasn't the answer.
Yeah,
So-
like when I was at work, not last week because I was off all last week, but the week
Yeah.
before, I was talking to a guy about it, like inflation, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, like I don't know if you ever got to read any of those articles in our little text message that I linked, but do you know if you made $30,000 a year in the year that I was born in 1983, do you know how much money you would have to make now in
Oh,
order
yeah.
to live the same life that you did in 1983?
Yeah. I think before there's basic, classic sound currency, like this example. Before we went off the gold standard in the 1960s, minimum wage was $1.25. 5 silver quarters. 5 silver quarters. Today, that's worth $25 an hour.
Yeah.
So, it's just a point. It was like, yeah, it was an ounce, almost an hour. You know, you were getting. So you would be getting. It's not a minimum wage issue. It's a devaluation issue. It's a currency forced upon us issue. I was just having and my gosh, the media does such a good job on Division. Do you know what Division 12 they're pushing right now? Do you know what they're pushing now? I know you know what they're pushing.
I don't because I
Okay.
don't watch the news.
That's okay, and that's a good thing. And
for
they
that very reason.
well, they're
I don't
pushing
watch
and they're pushing it now through more social media. Like you know that they eventually figured out that they need to get their foot in the social media because that's where the freedom is. That's where the freedom of information is. So we need to kind of get our foot in there and sound like we're for the liberty movement, and stuff like that. Division is their name of the game. That's their big tool, you know, and distraction as Swordfish. You remember see the movie Swordfish?
Oh God,
With John Travolta
a
and
long
the guy who played. Well, it's freaking classic movie. But it was before Hollywood really got hyped. It was when movies were still anti-government and anti, corruption, pretty much. In the movie, they were selling terrorists, and they were the. Hold on 1 second there, Nerds News. I'll be right back. Okay. That's a good friend of mine. He's doing cleaning, so like, don't look at me.
No, we're not doing anything suspicious.
We're not doing anything suspicious. We're just talking about anti-government stuff. Yeah, actually, we get good laughs about it too. Oh Lord, put me back on track. What was I just saying? So,
Oh, like anti-government stuff and
yeah, that stuff. Oh no, but Sound Currency 1910. They have this immigration realm is the new page of Division. All of those that are down south going through the border crisis. A crisis. When you hear them say that word, eventually they'll figure out that we caught on to that. But George Carlin said it best. He always says, you know, that he has that full like stand-up line. You know what he said? He's like, yeah, we gotta pull it up. I gotta pull it up. Hold on. George Carlin. Because they're pushing the crisis to, hey, we gotta put a ball up. We gotta make sure that everybody has identity. And if they don't, they're gonna kill your child and your mother. Because they are not American. Because that's what they do. It's unreal.
That is George Carlin.
You know what? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Hold up. Let's see.
I feel like they didn't give him enough credit for being as intelligent as he is.
That era, he was way ahead of his time. I was so indoctrinated, and when he was talking about the conservatives at the time, I thought he was an asshole. You know, that's the indoctrination. They do such a good job, and I'm like, oh, I'm a conservative. Let alone I was a neocon, and then he was more libertarian than he even probably knew. But here you go. Hold on. Let's see. I gotta get this. Hold on. Yes. Oh, there it is. This is
now.
Okay, hold on. One second. My music.
Having somewhat successfully established my press credentials, and because you and I have at least one thing in common, which is that all of us deal with language all the time.
Carried on. This. Whoop, like this.
Time, I thought it might be nice today for me to come to you with some of my language complaints. Certainly not to blame them on you, although of course you are implicated. And not that you can help it. I mean, the problem is really with the people you cover. The politicians, the celebrities, and the lawyers. And although their level of insincerity is astonishing, it's still kind of fun to hear them talk. In particular, it's fun to listen to Washington talk. Whenever the issue of term limits comes up, I always tell people the only term limits I'm interested in would be to limit some of the terms used by politicians. They speak, of course, with great caution because they must take care not to actually say anything. Proof of this, according to their own words, is that they don't actually say things, they indicate them. As I indicated yesterday, and as the president indicated to me, but sometimes they don't indicate, they suggest. Let me suggest that, as I indicated yesterday, I haven't determined that yet.
Yeah.
See, they don't decide, they determine. If it's a really serious matter, they make a judgment. I haven't made a judgment on that yet. When the hearings are concluded, I will make a judgment, or I might make an assessment. I'm not sure. I haven't determined that yet. But when I do, I will advise you. They don't tell, they advise. I advised him that I had made a judgment. Thus far, he hasn't responded. They don't answer, they respond. He hasn't responded to my initiative. An initiative is an idea that isn't going anywhere. When he responds to my initiative, I will review his response, take a position, and make a recommendation. See, they don't read, they review, they don't have opinions, they take positions, and they don't give advice, they make recommendations. And so, at long last, after each has responded to the other's initiatives, and each has reviewed the other's responses, and everyone has taken a position, made a judgment, and offered a recommendation, now they have to do something. But that would be much too direct. So instead, they address the problem. We're addressing the problem, and we'll soon be proceeding. That's a big activity here in Washington. Proceeding. They're always proceeding or moving forward. A lot of that goes on. Senator, have you solved that problem? Well, we're moving forward on that. And when they're not moving forward, they're moving something else forward, such as the process. We have to move the process forward so we can implement the provisions of the initiative in order to meet these challenges. No one has problems anymore. Challenges. That's why we need people who can make the tough decisions. Tough decisions like how much soft money can I expect to collect in exchange for my core values? So that...
I mean, he's not wrong.
Oh, no, he's not at all.
So that I can continue my work in government. Of course, no politician would admit to such a lowly station as working in government, serving the nation. I'm serving the nation. Another favorite distortion is public service. I'm in public service. I like America, don't you? The food is great, but the public service is terrible. Now, folks, a question for you. Do you think it's possible that one of these politicians, whose judgment is so poor that he honestly thinks of himself as serving the nation, might occasionally be expected to indulge in a little patriotism? Huh? What do you think? Well, of course, not only is it possible, it's inevitable, and that's when he's at his very best. That's when he trots out the really good stuff all across this great land of ours. The greatest nation on earth, the greatest nation in the history of the world. And in times of military crisis, you can be sure that someone in a suit in this town will eventually plant himself in front of a camera and carry on a great deal about the most powerful nation on the face of the earth. Now, normally, during peacetime, the politicians will refer to people in the military as our young men and women stationed around the world. But in wartime, they quickly become our brave young fighting men and women stationed halfway around the world in places whose names they can't pronounce, wondering if they'll ever see their loved ones again. For added emotional impact, sons and daughters can always be substituted for men and women. And so I think we can sum this up by saying that where the military is concerned, the extent of a politician's insincerity can be measured by how far around the world our soldiers are stationed and whether or not any of them can pronounce it. Incidentally, another way of expressing this sentiment is to say we're sending our young men and women to places the average American can't find on a map. I've always thought it was kind of funny and somewhat out of character for a politician to go out of his way to point out the low level of American intelligence when, indeed, his very job depends upon it. It would seem to fly in the face of that other rhetorical standby of theirs. The American people are a lot smarter than they're given credit for. This is said with a straight face, although it is obvious, of course, that the proposition is being stated precisely backwards. But the politicians, God bless them, or something like that, they're at their most entertaining when they're in trouble. When they're in trouble, their explanations usually begin simply with words like miscommunication. What did you do wrong, Senator? Well, it was a miscommunication. Or I was quoted out of context. Better yet, and more ironic, they twisted my words. Such a nice touch. A person who routinely spends his days torturing the language complains, they twisted my words. Then, as the controversy continues to heat up, he moves to his next level of complaint. The whole thing has been blown out of proportion. It's always the whole thing. Apparently, no one has ever claimed that only a small portion of something was blown out of proportion. Has to be the whole thing. That's because now he's feeling the heat. And so, as time passes and more evidence comes in, he suddenly changes directions and tells us, we're trying to get to the bottom of this. Now he's on the side of law and order. Jiu-jitsu, really. We're trying to get to the bottom of this so we can get the facts out to the American people. That's always a nice touch, American people. In fact, at this point, he might even say, I'm willing to trust in the fairness of the American people. Clearly, he's preparing us for something. And so, when finally all the facts come out and our subject seems quite guilty, he employs that sublime use of the passive voice, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made, don't look at me, probably someone in my office. Things are moving faster now. Mistakes were made is rapidly overtaken by there is no evidence. No one has proven anything. Eventually, I will be exonerated. I have faith in the American judicial system, and that certain sign that things are closing in Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? Whatever happened? Well, yeah. Well, he's about to find out. And we know this must be true because the next thing we hear from him is, I just want to put this thing behind me and get on with my life. I just want to put this behind me. That's an expression we hear a lot these days in all walks of life. From people in all walks of life. Usually the person in question has committed some unspeakable act. Yes, it's true, I strangled my wife, shot the triplets, set fire to the house, and sold my young son to an old man on the train. But now I just want to put this thing behind me. Get on with it. That's the problem in this country. Too many people getting on with their lives. I think what we really need more of is ritual suicide. You know? Never mind the press conferences. Get the big knife out of the drawer. Personally, what I want to do is I want to put this thing behind me and get on with my life, thing behind me and get on with my life. I'll repeat that for you. Personally, I want to put this thing behind me and get on with my life, thing behind me and get on with my life. And just to round out this section, let's hope there's a special place in hell reserved for those who have recently decided to take responsibility for their actions. That's the big thing now, taking responsibility for your actions, like it's a recent discovery. You know, he's taking responsibility for his actions. Well, isn't that wonderful? Ask him if he's willing to take responsibility for my actions, along with my alimony, my car payments, and my gambling debts.
There you go. Good old George. Yeah, so overall, that kind of, political humor is, for one, also a rarity.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of him and Dennis Miller, like we talk Mel Brooks. Even at Mel Brooks's level of his humor and his wittiness and just, slightly pervertedness, but that kind of stuff is definitely too near taboo now, like too offensive to people. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's good to be the king.
Yeah, it's good to be the king. It's like, yep. So, all right, let's go into 2024 and close out. What in your next year would you be something that you would like to put? One of the interesting things that came that this one guy said, he said, if you once a year, if you try and learn one new skill, just try and learn one new thing, once a year, you're gonna improve yourself. So, like for me, like maybe like learning how to speak Spanish, that would be something. Getting that would be something for me to like really try this year. Is like I want to learn another language, and Spanish is the most spoken language. Next would probably like some kind of Russian or Ukrainian, because there's a lot of that in my field of dancing. It's just the Eastern European to Western Asia is definitely like there, and then maybe Mandarin. I don't know why. I just might need to learn that at some point.
Yeah,
So,
that's an extremely complex language to learn.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, can you hold on 1 second, fellow nerds news? We'll be right back. Just got to take a quick break. Hold on. All right, fellow nerds and noobs, we are back. Sorry about that little abrupt phone call that I just had to take and make sure everything was okay. So, we are going into 2024. What would be one of your goals there? Wow, now that you had a moment to think, too, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, I gotta get my psoriasis under control.
Hmm. I think some people have brought up certain foods can really make a difference on that. So that's a good solid you know lifestyle change, right? That you would have to maybe look into.
Well, I mean, not. I mean, part of it's lifestyle change, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that the medication that I need is too
Uh,
expensive,
yeah, it is. I remember you saying it's ridiculous.
and the doctor's office I was going to closed down, and they're not hiring another doctor, so I have to find another rheumatologist.
Hmm. For okay, so that's when you go into searching for one. What is it that you got to jump through? Is like kind of the
Well, I
market.
mean, because it's a specialist, so
Yeah. The
I have to have a refer. You know, they have to refer me.
oh, okay. I gotcha.
Plus, when I talked to my normal doctor, she said that there are no places in my county that are taking new patients right now.
Hmm.
So I gotta either drive to Harrisburg, or I'm gonna have to drive to Hershey, or I'm gonna have to drive to Lancaster, or I'm gonna have to drive to Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, that's not going to be a little fun. So
No.
getting your psoriasis under control outside of those hoops, what would be the other options you think? Yeah, that kind of the like the only direction.
Yeah, that's really honestly right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to figure out if we can help you then. Good. That would be.
Because even right now it's back in all of its flaky glory.
Hmm, yeah. Well, I know. I forget what it was that Daniel Draper had dealt with. Do you know what he was dealing with?
No. No, I
He
don't.
he
Honestly,
was
it's been
he was
such a
talking
long
about.
time since I've been able to talk to that
Yeah,
to him.
he had some, he shared it, and very much on the food making a difference. So I didn't know if it was the same thing, if it was, but I thought it was psoriasis that he had. So I could be
See,
totally off.
for me, it's more of like an immune system thing.
Oh.
So
Well,
I'm not saying that a change in food can't help it, but a change in food is not as likely to help it.
yeah. Well, outside of that, what would be one of your traveling goals? If you were to go anywhere, what would you want to go to?
I don't really have any place that I really want to go. I mean, I'd like to get down to Florida to visit you, and my brother lives down there, so I'd like to go down there eventually. But I mean, I don't really have any like absolute travel goals because I mean, honestly, I'm not really much of a traveler. I don't mind driving places to go places, but
Yeah.
I'm not much of a flyer, to be honest.
Yeah, flights have their moments. But if you get, you know what, we're going to be having our private jet eventually, so that's our goal. You know, we'll have that. It'll be the nerd what would it be called? Nerd Airlines. There you
Nerd
go.
airline.
Yes. Oh fuck yeah.
You have to answer nerd questions in order to get on the
Yep.
aircraft.
Yep. You gotta, and it's gonna be like anime or very yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the nerds.
It's like, tell me what's the whole registration number of the USS Excelsior?
Yeah, because I would know that one too.
I mean, that's an easy one too. The NX or NCC 2000.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You know, my brother and I, we were laughing about your nerdiness on that. We were like, yeah, this motherfucker knows like what belts the people should have. Great. Yeah. 2024, one of my goals, aside from that Spanish thing, looking to pay off, be debt free, completely debt free, and have ownership of 2 properties would be nice. That's my goal.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a good solid goal.
Yeah. Cool. And
At
then,
least you thought. At least you thought that through rather than.
well, a little bit, a little bit. I mean, it's kind of one of those that you can go like, okay, I can think of that, and that's. Then one of my coaches would probably be like asking me for more specifics. Like, well, when do you want to reach that? When do you want to have that, debt free? What's your date? How are you going to do it? I'm like, we're going to start somewhere, okay? At least I'll have 4 of them paid off. I feel like I
Like
want to have.
how debt free are we? Talking?
Yeah. Like, are we talking American debt free where you're in like $2.1 trillion in real debt, but we're only showing you the 33 trillion and we don't even talk about even that barely? Like credit card, 3-card Monty on steroids. Yeah, that's the one thing, fellow nerds and noobs, I definitely would say is going in the year 2024. Hold on to your butts with inflation. As much as it may be, I mean, they got to burn money, in my opinion, like to make inflation drop. Or we got to go into more countries. Oh, wait, we're already doing that. Maybe that's why. Got to go in like another front. I think Madagascar is next. Yeah.
Oh
Those
yeah,
fucking
what are we
lemurs aren't going to survive. What?
What are we going to go into Madagascar for?
War against the lemurs, baby.
Yeah, I mean they don't deserve to live.
Lemurs are probably like fucking ninjas. All right, let's do a round of World of Warships, and then see if we can get you to play a Halo before the year, or at least in 2024 you'll be playing Halo.
I mean, like I told you, I already have an account set up.
I know. So ready. All right, let's see.
We got to get back to playing Baldur's Gate too, man.
Yeah, well, I haven't even touched that one since work because it's such a that's a long gameplay. Like I can't be tired to play that.
No, you can't. I'm like 120 hours into it, and I'm like halfway through Act 2.
What, like you played it again or something, or?
No, I mean, in 120 hours, I'm halfway through Act 2.
Ew. All right. Transition. Like, why is it not showing? Let's see if it's breaks or not. Go. Select awards. Play around in World of Warships. Actually, there's drops on these. So like when you're watching my stream, you get drop boxes.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when I'm playing World of Warships, those drops. here. There we go. Dun dun dun. All right, let's see. Hopefully we can win this one. The one thing too is I'm like on the map a lot, and I'll like I make call outs if like wait a minute. What is this? Did I start this?
Yeah.
Seems different. What the hell is that?
That's just a whole bunch of tier 8s.
Let's see. I don't know. I feel like I should go towards.
Action stations.
I'm gonna stay floating a little bit. If we take out that one section over on the south of Alpha, got all those guys down there.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
Yeah, don't go too much further because there's four all the way behind them, and then you got the. I was up north for a second on Charlie. Charlie's gonna be taken better, so down here is where we're gonna do a stronger battle.
The good night. The good nights now.
Yeah, get the Colorado's done for. He's got 2.
Yeah, I see it. No, I saw that good night now trying to work its way around. 10 that I can deter him from doing that.
That's a submarine over here.
Yeah, he's already died from the game.
Oh my! That's awesome. Torpedo. Wait, 18 hours later. Oh yeah, we're crushing these guys.
Yeah. No, they're anti-submarine planes.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, they keep dodging shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta stop. Stop dodging.
There you go. Oh, I think I got him. Oh, it didn't make it. No, somebody else got it. That sucked. Wanted to get synced. The other guys left, and then Charlie's been taken again by there's a billion two guys, I think.
Yeah, I'm starting to make my way up
Yeah,
there.
I'm gonna move up to after we kill this.
I'm getting real tired of this freaking submarine.
The submarine, yeah, you just passed the thing, or whatever. Kotsky? Yeah, Kotsky?
Yeah, Akatsuki.
Yeah, we're fine. one more round. Let's go. Let's go. Ready? There? Nope.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to pick next.
Oh, okay.
I have 243 ships, so.
Gotcha. There's so many to choose.
You know, you might like the Soviet aircraft, the Russian aircraft carriers in this game, because they, yeah, they do like a massed drop. So like all of their, all the planes in their attack squadron drop their weapons all at once.
Huh. I saw that once. I was like, what the? I saw it like I was like, how the hell did he drop so many torpedoes, man? What the fuck was that? That was insane to watch. Yeah, I'll definitely be going to them next. If they have that, they're the ones with that ability.
Yeah,
that was a little bit much. I was like, that was not cute. It was the one drop.
Yeah, I'm at tier 8 in that line in that aircraft.
Oh, really?
carrier. Yeah.
Nice. Go. Last round, best round. Boom, boom. Yeah, Twitch drops. Get rewards by watching.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
Nope. Well, it's after, especially after a moment of doing it. Like when I think it's after I stream for about an hour, and it'll. You can.
Oh, okay.
Can I get a what in the morning?
I don't know why that reminds me of an SNL skit where Fallon was impersonating Barry Gibb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did the Barry Gibb talk show.
Barry Gibb.
Yeah, the guy from the Bee Gees.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to take a look on YouTube and find just type in SNL Barry Gibb talk show and watch one. It's fucking hilarious.
Will do. Start this. Yeah, text me that.
All right, I'll find you one and I'll DM it to you on Discord. Yeah, like a personal message.
We're gonna need to support our
yeah, I'm going over to the 2-3 side. Yeah.
Autopilot mode enabled.
love the voice that I have for the announcer in this game. It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have the guy from Warhammer 40K. So when you said good luck and good luck and have fun, or if there's ease, it said who will gather the most skulls.
That's great. This game just has a nice detail too. They've improved on that.
Yeah. Apparently they're going to be changing aircraft carriers and submarines again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I read it a couple days ago. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I mean, I still remember when aircraft carrier, when I first started playing this, you could actually be playing a carrier. Now you can shoot down hundreds of aircraft. Yeah, you can just keep shooting aircraft down, and they don't stop coming. flying.
Okay.
There's the enemy carrier.
I see it, yeah. Yeah, I'm going over. Yep.
might suggest you support the guys over there on the 8-9 line.
Yeah. Do one run on this guy, 'cause penalty would let you get. Oh, we actually might. Oh, that's wasted. We got that aircraft carrier now. Got the one behind up running. Thanos Dalla. Hey, welcome. Thanks so much for the call. Welcome to Nerd Revolution Radio. We are chilling a couple of warships. Chilling on Prince Cafe.
died a lot faster if that Sean was firing on the gears and he's going to high explosive damage. We just got to live, so. Yeah, that was good. Hey, that Sharn horse down here only has less than 2,000 hit points left. While I hit him with a torpedo.
Yeah. There we go.
He's gonna survive.
Yeah. All right. Let's. All right. Fellow nerds and noobs. Why is it not showing on there? Let me get Discord back up. Boop. And then close that out.
Yeah, do you see how many airplanes the enemy shot down of yours?
Where do I see that?
If you go to the team score, it'll show you how many airplanes the enemy shot down.
32, 10, 10, like that.
Yeah.
One guy shot down 32. King George.
Yeah, one guy shot down 32, another guy shot down 10, another guy shot
that's
down
it.
11.
So, get on.
Or if you go into detailed report, it'll tell you how many aircraft you lost it.
Yeah.
in total.
But we gotta wrap up here because I gotta get going.
Yeah.
But
No, I was,
yeah, no, fellow nerds and noobs, thanks so much for chilling. And wow, thank you so much.
sure thing, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna rock and roll into the new year of 2024, kicking butt, taking names, and hitting our goals. So, rock and roll, stay nerdy, stay well, and remember, life is balance. Enjoy the ride and rock and roll. Peace.
Man.